All it takes is 3 steps, 3, to get a job with little to no experience. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Christy Monique, and if you haven't yet, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. In today's video, I will be discussing how to get a job with little to no experience. So let's get into this video. First, let's get into the resume. The design, okay. This is it's not as big. This is something that's very generic and everybody should know. Like, your resume should look simple, consistent, organized, and just overall legible. When an employer comes to look at your resume, they're basically looking for the meat and potatoes of their resume. They're looking for those qualifications, what you have done, the skills that you possess, what education that you have. They're looking for that information. So it's the information in your resume. So keep your information short and direct. Don't write a whole paragraph, 2 to 3 or 4 sentences. 4 is pushing it, but like 2 to 3 sentences just summarizing what you have done. Or even if you have done a lot within that job description, put 4. Just don't like put too much where people can get bored easily from reading all of that. They don't want to read all of that. They really want to skim across your resume. And show that you demonstrate results. Show that you can get the task done. Look deep into that job description and pull it out, because use any skills that you have acquired in your life. Like, put it on that paper. Don't shortchange yourself. Like, display those accomplishments, display those skills, because that's the only thing that they can go by. They don't know you personally. All they know is this resume, and that's what they're going by. So if you don't put all your accomplishments and skills on there, you're just like already losing. Right language pertaining to the job. Those keywords are important. Let me tell you, they are so important. So I would say definitely look at the job posting. Look, like, study it and like input. Okay, they're looking for A, B, C, and D. I need to put in my resume A, B, C, and D, especially if I have it. Proofreading. Proofread your resume. If you know you're not good at resumes, have somebody look over it for you. Somebody who's very knowledgeable and know what they're talking about to look over your resume for you. Or just simply pay somebody to do it and proofread that. You even proofread that, like, or pay somebody to help you create it. So I would say definitely have somebody look at the interview. You cannot just create one and not have somebody proof. So now we're gonna go into step 2. Step 2 of the process is the interview process, which is honestly probably the easiest part, because you're basically being yourself. You're being authentic. You're just being you, but you're just making sure you do those techniques in order to enhance yourself to that person that's interviewing you. So that should be the easiest thing. So I would say, before your interview, always research your company. I don't care if it's like a shoe company or the smallest little company. Always research to show that, okay, I went the extra mile to figure out what your company does, where your company is located, who your company serves. Like, I just took the extra mile to figure that out. Yeah, definitely research it. And rehearse your answers, or rehearse the questions, and then look up the questions, research the commonly asked questions, and then rehearse your answer. So some of the ways that you can do that is by getting somebody to ask you a question, record yourself, and then like answer it. Then you can see, okay, how do I move, or how do I interact when I'm answering a question, because it's going to be your natural reaction. So you're going to like answer it just how you would answer it if you was in the interview. So I would definitely say record yourself. Then look at how you answered the question. Does that make sense? Is my verbiage correct? Did I answer the question the best to my abilities? Like, that way you can critique yourself and you can fix it before the interview gets here, so you can be the best version of yourself in that interview. So definitely rehearsing is good. And I would say listen carefully to each question and recite the question. So many people don't do it, but I do it because it gives me time to process what I'm about to say. So they say, how can you impact our company? How can I impact your company? I can impact your company by... It might work for some people and it might not work for others, but it always have worked for me because it kind of gives me time to like gather my thoughts, and I want to portray what I'm trying to say in a very professional way and try to tie in some of those background and skills into that answer. So that's another thing. Tie in those skills that you possess along the way in your answer. Okay, I can impact your company because when I was in such and such, I learned this. And with me having the knowledge of this, I feel like I can do this for your company. Just tie in those skills. Another thing I would say is always ask questions before the interview is even over. They'll be like, okay, do you have any questions for me? Yes, ma'am. Yes, I do. Yes, sir. Yes, I do. I do have questions for you. Well, don't say it like that, but yes, I do have questions for you. And then proceed to go in with your questions. Like, okay, some questions that I normally ask during the interview is, what would be your expectations of me if I were given this job, or if I were to be hired? Can you explain some of the day-to-day responsibilities for this job? Like, little questions like that shows that you're interested in that position. It shows them that, okay, this person is really interested in getting hired, given this opportunity in this position. This is a big one that I forgot. Look over your resume before you get there. Look over your resume. Please look over your resume, because sometimes most employers have your resume right in front of them during the interview, and that's when they say, okay, so tell me about yourself. Boom, they're wanting to know more about what you put on that resume. So if you already know your resume like the back of your hand, or you studied your resume and highlighted some of the things that you wanted to say in your interview process, then that's even better. And I would say, like, you already looked at the job posting, right, when you was applying for the job, so you can tailor it to your resume. So now they want to see, okay, you put you with experience, or you had these type of skills. Explain those skills, because these are the type of skills we're looking for, and you put that in your resume. So explain them to me. Tell me a little bit about yourself. So what I like to do is I like to say my name, and I like to say a fact or two about myself, and then I go straight into my resume. I go straight into it, and then I kind of basically explain, okay, I worked at this job. During this job, I learned such and such and such and such, and I acquired these skills. And I basically try to summarize as much as I can, probably like a minute or 30, nothing too long. Just like giving them a basic rundown of my resume and highlighting the things that I think is most important for this job based off of what they put in that job posting. So that's very important too. And lastly, I said the last one's last one, but this is the last one. Leave a statement. Like, this is optional. Last time I left a statement and I was like, I really don't have any more questions, but can I just tell you, can I leave you with a statement? And she was like, yeah, sure, fine. And I was just basically telling her, thank you for this opportunity for me to introduce myself to you and to tell you why I would be a great fit for this position. if given opportunity to be hired for this position, this is what I can bring to the table. I know that I might not be experienced as a front desk worker or medical receptionist, but I know that I can bring this and this and this to the table. And honestly, that's probably what I think landed me my job, that last little statement, because that just gave me an extra cherry on top to say, okay, this girl is really passionate about this job. Now, step 3, the follow-up. So the follow-up is probably the hardest part to me, I would say, because now it's the waiting period. Like, now it's like, okay, I had my interview, I feel like it went well, or I feel like it didn't go that well, and now I just gotta wait until somebody gives me a call. So for example, for me, actually, I had my interview on Friday, and Thursday, I had my interview on Thursday, and she was like, oh, somebody will get back to you by the end of the day or tomorrow. So didn't nobody get back to me that Thursday because I was by my phone waiting. Didn't nobody call me on Friday, and didn't nobody call me on Monday. But I did get a call on Tuesday. Like, I was already at the point I was like, I did not get this job. Even though I felt like that interview went so well, and that's probably like the best interview ever, I was like, something's not right. I did not get this job because ain't nobody called me. But it's all about the process. So I would say give it 2 or 3 days for somebody to call, because they might be busy. Like, the job that you're applying for, like, they might have a whole team behind them. So now that team has to reach out to you. You might spoke with the manager or the supervisor. The supervisor has to tell the team, the HR team, that okay, we want to proceed with her. They have to get everything ready, then they have to call you. So you never know the process of it. So I would say just give it a couple days. Don't get discouraged. Don't just be disappointed in yourself. Give it a couple days and see if they'll call. And if they don't call, I personally think it's okay to do a follow-up with them. You can call them. They told me if I have any other questions or concerns that I can reach out to them. I haven't had the opportunity to do that, but if I ever have another job interview and that happens to me, I'm definitely gonna reach out to them. I think it's okay to say, hi, sister. It just shows interest again. So we had an interview on such and such day. I was just calling to check the status of it. I personally think that it's okay, but it's optional. And then they can tell you, oh yes, I was just about to call you and I wanted to proceed with your application or getting you hired. Or they can say, I don't think you'll be a right fit for us at the moment. We're looking for someone who's a little bit more qualified, and that's okay. That just means that that is not the job for you, and that's okay, because the job for you is coming. As long as you keep putting in applications and selling yourself, that job is coming. Honestly, that's pretty much it in these 3 steps. I hope I was clear and concise and very thorough as I possibly can. I hope that somebody somewhere gained some type of insight or knowledge from this video, and I hope y'all gain a job if you are looking for one. But I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you haven't yet, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, and I will see y'all in my next video. Bye.